A lot of questions I get nowadays is it's still worth associates buying practices, especially with the salaries that have been rising and the bonuses that are being offered. And we're seeing bonuses now of $100,000, $150,000 for associates. And associates are putting off buying practices because of this. And because they see the immediate cash flow to them, it can have a huge difference in someone's life, especially if doctors are looking at buying houses, their kids needs braces, schools, things along that lines, new cars. It's a lot of money, or appears to be a lot of money. But what we need to look at is what are you foregoing by giving up that ownership to sign on to continue to work as an associate. So I often like to say, what's in it for you over the long time frame? So let's look at a 20-year period where one person decides to take the money up front and not take ownership, and someone who does. Let's talk about a $100,000 signing bonus that a lot of the corporations are offering right now to come work for them. You take that money, you invest it, and we're not even getting into taxes on this. You take that $100,000. A typical return could be 7% over 10 years. So we look at a 20-year period. After that first 10 years, that $100,000 turns into $200,000, and that $200,000 turns into $400,000. And that's using, there's an old financing rule of 72. You take the interest rate, divide it into 72, you get how many years it takes to double your money. That's about 10 years and 7%. Let's look at buying the practice. So, practice values are often determined by how much money and profit it's spinning off of. So a clinic that's making $150,000 in profit, and that's after you as an owner is getting paid your associate wages. So you're not taking a pay cut. That $150,000 profit on that practice, if that practice is priced at 6 times its earnings, which is kind of a typical for a market, is going to sell for $900,000. So that $150,000 a year that you're making for the profit, alone over 10 years, and this is 5%, which current market rates is a little bit above average, would cost you about $115,000 a year, which would mean you're earning additional $35,000 per year. So over the first 10 years, you're talking about taking home an additional $350,000. At the end of the 10 years, your note is now paid off, and you're collecting that whole $150,000. So there's another $1.5 million in your pocket on top of the $350,000 you've already taken home. And you're going to sell that thing for $900,000. That's assuming everything stays the same. You're talking in excess of $2.8 million for that versus $400,000. And that $400,000 comparison is we gave you an interest rate. You're going to be able to do the same thing with that first $350,000. And you're also going to be able to do that with the $150,000 you're getting over the years. So we're talking a number that could be $4 million. And that's a real number. I often tell associates to look at their owners. Has it been successful for them? Have they been able to create a nice lifestyle for them? Were they able to take the vacations? Were they able to put their kids through college? Now they're selling their practice for that dollar amount. It's too much money and too good of an opportunity to pass up. You're going to work for the next 20 years of your life. You're going to be practicing medicine. I guess the difference is, do you want to get paid $4 million or do you want to get paid $400,000? That's your decision to make. I would personally choose the $4 million because I'm going to be working those hours and I'd rather get paid what I'm worth. But, sometimes we don't realize what things are meaning because we look at that dollar amount of the $100,000 up front.